Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I told you at the end of last time that there would be a fun surprise for this one. As you can see in the title, we are revealing the new E30.
Shawty want smoke inside my ride. Only want dope, but she roll that tight. Feeling in my soul, I'ma close my eyes. Praying to the skylight on my goddamn. Don't blow my high. Only want holes on the Photoshop. Don't know if I own it for the night. If it's wrong, I don't wanna be right. Wish you were.
Now, this is my 1987 BMW 325e. That's right, E, and that stands for ETA, which basically just means it's the fuel economy version of the car. So it's the regular 325. It does have a little bit more displacement than the regular 325. It's actually a 2.7. You'll see here it says IS. Whoever owned this before rebadged it incorrectly. So anyway, this is the car, just giving you a quick walk around. Now, I've had this car for about 9 months already, which is crazy to me because I haven't driven it that much. I dailied it a bit last summer when I picked it up, and since then it's just kind of been sitting waiting for the cash flow to get the build going. Now, I'm going to start by including some clips of when I got it back in June of last year, 2023.
Okay, Kevin, bring a camera over here. Here's the thing.
All my life, man, all I ever wanted was money. Now I just sit back and laugh at that shit like it's funny. Cause it's legal in the hay for all that's trying to find a way. You know that they go crazy when they hear the needle lay. All black on stage, mind racing, head full of rage, handful of slaves, foot in the graves. Niggas go blank like I turned in a page. You ain't here for most days. You've been gone on a wave, washing the mud like dirt in the rain. Lost in your lust, that's lights on the pain. I dream so often, I sleep not often. Your words, they soften. All of the people watching, I'm buried in smoking coffee. But I'll keep talking, your worries are mine to offer. These ripples along the water. All my life, man, all I ever wanted was the money. Now I just sitting back and laugh at that shit like it's funny. Cause it's needle in the hay for all that's trying to find a way. You know that they go crazy when they hear the needle lay.
I met a very nice guy who sold me a motor when my drift car motor blew up, and he had an E30 for sale. Yeah, he had a couple actually, most of which I could not afford. So I said, hey, I want to buy one from you eventually, but let's hold off for now, just so that I can make sure I've got enough money to be able to afford, a third vehicle, and make sure that he's got the one that I wanted. And lo and behold, after a couple of months, he told me that he was going to sell this one that he had had for a while. I'm going to give you a little tour of it now after you've already seen those other clips. So here she is. We do have a cardinal red interior in here, if you were wondering. It is a pretty rare option. The 325e did not come with the cardinal red, so this has been swapped in thanks to my buddy who I bought it from. Now, I have already kind of done a couple of simple stuff to this car. One of those being, more recently, got this NRG Classic steering wheel. It is a 380 millimeter, which is the same size as the stock wheel that comes in these. Now, I would have gone with a slightly smaller 350. I originally actually had a 330 in here that I put in, that I just had laying around. I really liked that wheel because it had some M-colored stitching and fit really nice, but it was just too small. Taking a look under the hood here, I do have a mod in here that actually deleted my power steering. You can see the block off plate just right in there. Kind of hard to get a good shot of it, but that eliminated the power steering on this vehicle. So there's no longer a pump, reservoir, or any of the lines for it. Now, since I did that, obviously I wasn't able to drive around with a 330 mil steering wheel, so I upped to the 380 to kind of get more of that leverage back with a larger wheel. Now you may be asking, Riley, why did you delete power steering? Isn't it an old vehicle and it was still working? Like, wouldn't it be nice to have? And that's where I'd say yes. However, I want to turn this more into a show car instead of a drift car like the E36 that you guys have seen in my other videos. The reason for that is both myself and my girlfriend, we each got an E30. So I'll insert some clips and some photos of her car. Now she got hers literally the week before I got mine. We had kind of planned this out for a couple of months, waiting for some to go up for sale. We found her a really, really clean convertible. It's a 325. The only issue was that they were gonna turn that one into a drift build, the previous owners. And so they gutted it. They stripped the carpet, they stripped basically the whole interior, like no center console, nothing. So we had to source some of those parts, and we've been working on getting hers back to be a full interior. Now she already swapped in some NRG bucket seats in a color that was likable to her. Now, I'm not the biggest advocate for, I guess, what she did, unless you're gonna track or drift the car. Just bucket seats can be uncomfortable. I actually do really love my NRGs in the drift car, but I don't know. For me, I'm gonna keep this interior as stock as possible while maybe upgrading a couple of small things. Some of those upgrades obviously being the steering wheel and the hub from Momo. I also want to rebuild the shifter and throw a garagistic shift knob on there. I want it to still look OEM, but kind of go for that OEM plus kind of feel. One other thing that's pretty obvious is these seats. Now, these are very, very worn. My buddy actually took a red paint marker and was able to sort of dye all of the foam inside the seat to match. The passenger seat is in much better condition, however. What my plan is with this is to buy a new set of seat covers and reupholster these myself, which there will be a video on those eventually. They're just not kind of the first thing I'm looking to do right now. Another thing, you'll notice the headliner. It's not in the worst condition, but obviously there's a couple big tears, especially up around these corners of the sunroof. You know, this thing's old. It's almost 40 years old, and stuff has seen better days, but I'm excited to kind of dig in and fix it. Part of doing the headliner is also getting to the sunroof cassette. The sunroof does not work currently and actually kind of slouches a bit in the back, just because the plastic pieces holding it to the actual rails on the cassette are broken. So I have a whole new sunroof, not the cassette itself, but all the other pieces that hold this panel in. We're gonna be throwing that in here shortly in a later video. Going to the back here, these rear seats are actually in really good condition considering the age. They're a little worn, so I do want to kind of give them some love and recondition that leather, hopefully keeping it nice and soft and just looking a little bit better for years to come. I can reupholster these as well, but just not looking to do that right now. Getting in the driver's seat here, you can see with this 380 mil wheel, I can still see all my gauges and everything that I need to. This is from eye level, just for your point of view. Looking over here, you'll notice there's no radio. I do plan to keep it that way. Keep it a little bit more simple. I'm not huge on sound systems or anything, and in a car like this, I kind of just want to hear the engine and the RPMs, so that's my plan there. Now, jumping back to the outside, you'll notice it's not in the best shape, especially this rear half. Quite a bit more dull or matte finish than the rest of the car, being a little bit more glossy. Someone has tried to do a little bit of body work on here before, and I plan to kind of take over from there. We will be wrapping this car. I painted my drift car just at home. It turned out pretty good, but I want to go for something a little bit better for this show style build. You'll also notice, one, that this is an early model. Two, that there is no rear bumper. I had the choice to get the rear bumper with the car when I bought it, but I knew I would be doing a body kit or more of like a lip kit on here. So we'll be doing that actually in the next video, starting that process. But I kind of like how it looks without the rear diving board, a little more squared off. I do have the front diving board, not my favorite looking, but does help to kind of complete the look of the front end. One day, I don't know how soon, I would like to M50 swap it. They just clean up the engine bay a lot. You have no more distributor. You lose this third radiator hose. You can still use the factory expansion tank. However, I plan to kind of do the cooling system similar to what I have on the drift car, simplifying it a lot. Probably going to delete the heater just because it's extra coolant lines. They tend to have a lot of issues on these older BMWs, and I don't plan to drive this in the winter here in Utah, so I should be fine without it. Also, we've already gotten rid of the wiper reservoir. Don't really need that. Car's not going to be outside or in the rain ever. I plan to keep it in the garage at all times. I want this to be super, super nice and try to keep it as pristine as possible. A couple of other things, with the M50 swap, you get rid of this nasty air box and this massive MAF sensor. M50s are much smaller, and just the whole intake system can look a lot better. So hoping we can find an M50 for relatively cheap cost, and then just do a quick like gaskets and seals on it and be able to throw it in here. From my research, it looks like it's not too bad. I'd also like to do an ABS delete, getting rid of this guy right here, which cleans up some of these lines. It also reroutes the brake lines in a much better way for having a more like shaved or tucked bay. So look forward to all of that to come. But yeah, so immediate plans with this vehicle is to, like I said, we're gonna put the body kit on probably in the next video, wrap shortly after that. I wanna get it on some coilovers sooner rather than later as well, just to get ready for kind of the show season. And then down the road, we'll end up doing wheels. Now, my girlfriend Morgan and I are gonna try and do like a sort of matching build. So similar style wheel, if not the same. We're gonna have a theme going on, which if you couldn't tell from the license plate, there you go. That's your sneak peek as to what color we might be wrapping this E30. Otherwise, it's just gonna be a lot of maintenance, getting things fixed up, making it look nice. So I've already got a lot of stuff in the works. It's just finding the time to get stuff going, finding more money to be able to kind of invest further into this project. But yeah, I'm super excited. So yeah, with that being said, I believe we've covered everything, kind of future plans, current plans with the vehicle. Yeah, if you guys want to see more videos like this, please drop it down in the comments below. Anyways, short video today, but I just wanted to show off this new vehicle, at least for the channel. I've had it for a while, but I haven't introduced it to YouTube just yet. So lots more to come on this, but with that being said, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
I got a plan about how I can hold the whole wide world in the palm of my hands. I'll be a king amongst kings and a god amongst men.